So guys, I'm back. It's been about a year since I came off YouTube. I had my reasons for coming off, but we're back. New room, new name, new animals. So this is now Crazy Exotic Lady Zoo. You'll find me on Instagram, Crazy Exotic Lady, and I'm going to try and change this YouTube channel to Crazy Exotic Lady as well. So, before we begin, I apologise for disappearing without warning anybody. I know the guys over on Instagram were concerned because I was disappeared from there. A lot of stuff happened in my life and I just needed some time. But we're back and we're staying. For now, I'm going to stick to doing one video every 2 weeks just to get myself back into it and to not overwhelm myself like I did last time. And then hopefully once we're back into the swing of things, we'll go to once a week. And then maybe, possibly in a year, we'll go to twice a week, but we're just going to have to see how it goes. So anyway, this is my new room. I've added some stuff. You may also notice there's a very big tank missing from this shot, as you can see here. Don't panic, I still have Maddie and Monty. I will never ever get rid of Maddie and Monty. They are currently downstairs. Their room isn't tidy at the moment. I have a mattress and like bed bits in there at the moment, so I will show you Maddie and Monty's room at a later date when that is cleaned up. But for today, we're going to start in here. I'm not going to probably introduce everybody individually because that's going to kind of take the fun out of producing my next few videos. So we're going to go over sort of who I've got here, who you guys will already know from following the channel for a while, the guys you won't know, some things that have changed in the collection over the last year, and we're just going to go from there. And then drop a comment down below if you desperately want to see something. I need ideas for videos. So drop your comments down below for any sort of video you want to see. I want to know what you guys want this time around. Yes, this is a channel for me to show my love for these animals, but I also need to know what you guys want to know. I want to educate you, I want to teach you, I want to spark your interest in this. I have been fortunate enough that I've grown up with exotic animals in my house since I was about 10 years old. My incredible stepfather has kept tarantulas on and off for as long as I can remember. So I spoke to him this morning because I've had a lot of you guys on and off over the last year or so. Yes, asked me how I got into reptile keeping, but how my stepdad got into it, as he is the man who started it all. So, my stepfather, incredible man, I owe the man my life. But sticking with his reptile hobby, he's a very private man, so you will never meet him. I will never refer to him by his name. He'd always be my stepdad. Don't ask his name, I'm not telling you, he's a private man. So, my stepdad brought his first tarantula to wind up his brother. His brother is terrified of tarantulas and spiders, so my stepdad, being who he is, decided, keep my brother out of my room and get myself a tarantula. So he brought himself a Chilean rose from his local pet shop. He named her Maud. Back when he brought her, there was no internet. There was very little research done on tarantulas. They had only been in the pet trade a few years. So he spoke to me about it in the past. The reason he got his tarantula was a bad reason. I will never suggest you guys get a tarantula or any pet to wind up a sibling or a significant other or your parent. Don't do it, bad idea. And it's one of the first things he said to me. He did no research and he had no idea what he was doing with it. But it sparked his passion for these animals. Within a few months, he'd gone from just having one spider he had no idea about to all he wanted to absorb was these knowledge on these animals. And that's what he did. He then just poured his head into books and spoke to people because back then that's all you could do. There was no texting your friend, texting a influencer who's kept reptiles and just stealing all their research. He had to go out and do it, and he made me do the same. Yes, he taught me bits, but I still had to go and do my own research if I wanted the animal. So that sparked his interest. He went from there to collecting other tarantulas and arachnids. He then got himself his first reptile. His first reptile was the same as my first reptile. It was a wild type royal python. He can't remember what the name was, but he then got into reptiles. He had bearded dragons, he had leopard geckos, he had iguanas at one point. You name it, I think the man's had it all. Reptile-wise, tarantula-wise, he's had licensing in the past, I believe. But yeah, he did unfortunately fall out of love with reptiles and lizards and snakes and stuff like that. But the man has never lost his love for tarantulas. He loves them. Every inch of their being is fascinating to him. And he passed that love on to me. I will spend hours just watching my girls and boys, quite happily. People will tell me they don't understand why I keep tarantulas as pets, but they don't see them the way we see them. I get to watch them grow. I've had Minnie, my charcoal golden knee, for 6 years now. My stepdad brought her for me after my dog passed away. I've had her from tiny little sling. She's about this big, fully grown female, and she's my pride and joy. I don't handle my tarantulas. That is more from my upbringing. My stepdad doesn't agree with handling tarantulas either. He'd much rather watch, admire, and learn from than handle. The way he always told me as a child was tarantulas are like fish. They are there to be watched and admired, but they don't need to be handled. It's stressful for them as well. Their whole environment is done through sensations and touch. Their eyesight is very, very poor. So you take them out of their burrow where they've got all their lines down and they can feel everything that's going on around them, and all of a sudden they're on your hand. And your hand is moist and it's damp. And some tarantulas can even feel your pulse running underneath your skin, where they are just so sensitive. So they go from their lovely, safe little home, where they know where everything is and everything's going on, to that. It's not fair. I'm not going to slate you for handling tarantulas. If that's what you want to do it. But please do it safely. Please do it very close to the ground. Do not lift your tarantula up. Do not put your tarantula on your face. Do not put your tarantula in your mouth. Be respectful. These are living creatures. We have to treat them with the same respect as we expect to be treated other people. But anyway, he's always had the love for tarantulas. When he first got with my mum, he didn't have any. He got rid of his collection for his so he could have his children. But then he started again when I was about 10. A lot of people have asked what my mum's opinion was of my stepdad bringing tarantulas home. She honestly doesn't mind. She supports my stepdad's passions in life. He also has a very large Lego collection that she supports quite happily. So she didn't mind. She got concerned when it got to the point where it was 40 odd tarantulas in the house. But he took sole responsibility for them along with me, and he did all the work, so my mum didn't have to worry about it. The only thing my mum didn't like, and still to this day does not, is crickets and cockroaches and all the feeder little bugs you've got to have with them. She detests them. Doesn't help that occasionally a couple get dropped and then they're running around the house, and then I got my mum's cat chasing them or the dog chasing them. That's the only thing she doesn't like about keeping tarantulas. They've also got a bearded dragon. She quite likes him. So she's never been scared of them. My mum loves nature. Yes, she grew up with cats and that was about it, and gerbils. But my mum loves nature. She finds these tarantulas fascinating. Don't get me wrong, she's not going to go and hoof one out of the bath, or when one escapes, which did happen quite a lot as a child, she's not going to go and pick it up with her bare hands. She just doesn't want to touch them. She loves watching them. She's had one of her own. My stepdad, for her birthday one year, bought her an Indian ornamental. She had that for a few years, matured out to be a female, and my stepdad, I believe, sold it when he sold the collection 6 years ago. He has started again since. So yeah, she doesn't mind. As long as he keeps the collection contained, it doesn't go overboard, and he is taking care of them, she's fine with it. Only thing I ever remember as a child my mum having problems with is when my stepdad wouldn't do tanks up properly. And you'd have tarantulas loose in the house. So we came home one day from school and there was Mexican red meat on the ceiling, which me and my mum had to get down. I was only like 4'10" at this time, and my mum was only little as well. So we had to be on a chair with a box and a stick to get the spider off. And it happened a few times. So that's the only thing my mum doesn't particularly enjoy about reptiles. I'm going to go into my sister's point of view at a later date, just because I thought I'm going to try and get her here once COVID and everything's calmed down. So I'm going to try and get her here. One of the snakes here is actually hers. So yeah, I'm going to quickly do a sort of round of who's in the collection these days. Obviously Maddie and Monty won't be in this video, but they're fine, I promise. My babies are my babies and they're never going anywhere. So yeah, I'm going to show you around, see who we've got, and then yeah, we'll go from there, guys. So we start over here. I have my snail collection over here. I have got rid of my 4-foot glass tank because I hate it. With every inch of my being, I hate it. So I have my reticularas on that side and my Volusias on this side. Up in that top box are all the ones I have for sale at the moment. If you go onto my Instagram, you'll be able to see the listing up there. But I am going to be stopping breeding snails for a short time. It's a lot of work for me. I'm exhausted and I've got obviously the rest of the collection to keep an eye on. But if you did want giant African land snails hatched, I can ship whole clutches for a certain price, and I can hatch on order as well if you'd like. So yes, that's my snail corner. Then we move around and we've got a Marleykins. Oh, she's out. Hi, baby girl. What are you doing? Yeah, Mum moved her house around a little bit. So this is Marla. She's my hypo leopard gecko. She was given to me by my friend called Josh, who just couldn't look after her anymore because he had his baby and just couldn't give her quite enough attention as she demands. So yes, this is Marla. This is her lovely enclosure with her tree. She climbs everywhere. She's a nightmare. Hey, baby girl. She's looking for food, but you're not getting any food yet. Later. And then on top of Marla, we have Maria, the salmon pink bird here. Obviously, I still have her. There she is, looking beautiful. Then in this box here, we have Jigsaw. I know, you're miserable. Sorry. Close the lid. I'm going to do a full video on Jigsaw soon because there's a lot of information about Jigsaw that you need to know. So yeah, I'm going to go into that at a later date. This is Jigsaw's enclosure. He is in this enclosure for a very, very good reason. He has got special needs that I need to take into account before anyone starts slating me about having a hot nose in a box. So yeah, stay tuned for that video. It's probably going to be my next 1 or 2 that I do because I feel like this is a very important thing to touch on. Then we've got my tarantula wool. Some of my labels are currently not right. So that is not a charcoal golden knee in there. That's an orange boon spider. And that's my charcoal golden knee in there. Mini Moose. My first one. She's hiding somewhere. Then we've got my slings. So these are my babies I've got at the moment. I also have my little jumping spider. And I'm going to do a whole video on my tarantulas soon. 2 Asian forest scorpions up here. I have my dead leaf praying mantis. She's there. That is a curly hair. Then we've got this stack of ibs. So right up the top here, we have the little Kush Kush. Hi, baby boy. Hello. What are you doing? He wants food. So he's up there. He's getting a new tank soon. I'm going to keep you guys updated on that one very, very shortly. It should be ready in a couple of weeks. This is Maggie's enclosure. She used to be on a different substrate, but I had to change it because she trashed it. She's probably in there, to be perfectly honest with you. Yeah, she's not down there. And then below her, we have Big Man Rodney. Big Man Rodney. This was my sister's snake. Let's open him up a minute and show you, because he's gorgeous. Look at his colours. Roddy Rodders. Hey, baby. Hello. Rodders has been in the family about 5 years. My sister had him for a long time, and then she escaped for 9 months. We didn't find her for a while, and then was found in our neighbour's garden. Yes, I'm saying her, because when we were sold Rodney, she was sold to us as a female. And then I got given her when my sister went to uni, because she was just like, I can't take her with me. So I was like, it's fine. I will adopt Rodney. I had Rodney out with one of my females, because I was like, I can have 2 females out together and I'm not going to have an issue with locking up because it's 2 females. Yeah, I was wrong, and Rodney nearly locked up with Mama. Hi, baby girl. You finally come to say hello, but my phone won't focus. There we go. Hello. Yeah, and Rodney very nearly locked up with her. So yeah, Rodney's a male. And then we've got Ralphiekins down here. I can see your snout. I can see your snooty snoot. There's a little snooty snoot. This is Rodney. He is my anathoristic corn snake. Hi, monkey. Rodney, I rescued 2 years ago. I'm going to do, obviously, a big thing on Rodney's backstory, because it's heartbreaking. But Rodney's called Rodney because he was given to me as a male. And 3 weeks after we moved in here, Rodney laid her first clutch of eggs for me. So yeah, Rodney has since laid 2 clutches of eggs. Some of them were fertile, but I don't own an incubator, so I couldn't hatch them. So none of them survived. But yeah, Rodney's female. So yeah, I'll do Rodney's story soon as well. And then over here, we've got Lilith. I'm not going to bother Lilith too much because she's down there and she's grumpy. But I'll also we're going to do story time on everyone at some point. So this is Lilith. That's all you're going to see of her because she's miserable. And then up here, this is one of my custom tanks. It's my first one, so it's not perfect. I am going to be taking it apart and redoing it soon. This is Mowgli's home. There's Mowgli. This is my other leopard gecko. He is a normal leopard gecko. He's also a rescue. We'll do story time on Mowgli soon. But all right, baby, there you go. It's okay. But this is his enclosure. I made this. It's an old cabinet. Got shelves up here for him to run around and all the rest of it. So yeah, I really like this tank, but it does need some more work done to it. So Mowgli will be moving in about 6 months to redo this tank completely. But yeah, it's an old china cabinet on its side. Yeah, I really liked it. And then I have in here, I have my bumblebee millipede. Bumble. Feeders and sun beetles. I breed my own feeders, and then my 2 giant African millipedes. And then here we have my snail forever garden for the ones I've lost over the years. So unfortunately, like this year, I've lost both Pooh and Roo. I lost Eel 2 years ago, and then we unfortunately lost Copper and Todd as well. All 4 of those were rescues, so it was expected at the time, so I wasn't too upset. But yeah, I made all of this. This is all air dry clay. I made all of this. So yeah, that's my little snail forever home. And then we just got my plants and my corner of stuff. All of this wood will be used very soon. So yeah, that's it for now, guys. So I hope you enjoyed the little tour of what we've got at the minute. Obviously, like I said, we're going to do more in-depth videos on each individual animal, their needs, how I came to get them, and sort of what care they need. And then I'll also go through sort of like my tarantulas, what species I've got, difference between old world, new world. We'll go on to like some snail stuff. But yeah, any of you guys want to know something from me about my collection, about the animals I keep, drop a comment down below. I will then create a video. I'll also, if you follow me on Instagram, I'll make sure that I tag you in it when I post it so that you know your response has been done. So yeah, any questions, drop them down below. I will be back in 2 weeks' time, guys. I promise this is me back now. I'm not going anywhere anymore. So I'll see you guys in 2 weeks. Thank you so much for bearing with me. Welcome back. It's a pleasure to be back. Sorry I've been gone so long. I shall see you guys in 2 weeks' time. Don't forget to subscribe. Drop me a thumbs up. Whack on that notification bell so you don't miss when I upload anymore. And I shall see you in 2 weeks' time, guys. Keep smiling. Everything will be okay. We got it, guys.